Waiting for something like this? Oh man, can't
Wait
stand
my
it.
whole life for something like this.
Been so lazy, have not been able to get anything like this. Oh look, we got some big stickers.
Ooh,
Oh, put that on the tractor.
Box beam.
Yeah, reveal, let's see it. Whoa!
Oh my
Man,
God.
that's gonna be bright.
That's fancy.
Got some serious lights for the
This
tractor.
box was heavy.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh man, that looks good. Looks good.
Yeah.
These are heavy duty.
Heavy duty, no plastic junk.
Oh, look at the, kind of see the magnification from the lenses a little bit. We'll see how easy it is to hook up.
So I've been wanting to put some auxiliary lights up on the tractor in the wintertime, especially when I'm out snow blowing at night. It's extremely difficult to see because our snow blowers are rear mounted. And so I always just have a little headlamp on my, up on my head, or I have made this little mount for the top up there and I put my bike light up on there, and that worked pretty good, only I have to climb up there to turn it on, turn it off, and then try and position it appropriately. Plus, it's a bike light. It's not meant to brighten up a huge area. The makers of Auxbeam sent us these cool lights. Like, we got a pair to mount up on the roll bar, and so we'll see how they go. We'll see how easy it is to hook up. The one thing that's nice about our tractor is it has a hot connection right here at the back for hooking up something that's auxiliary. I was hoping it was connected to the light switch, but I hooked it up and it's not. So when you turn it on, the lights automatically come on. So what is nice about these lights, they came with their own switch. So there's a huge wiring harness, which actually has its own fuse on it as well. And then here's a little nice switch that you can hook up, and it's got a really long cord, so I should be able to run it up to the dashboard where it's got some sticky tape that I can put on the dashboard there. So what I'll probably end up doing is just shorten everything down. You can see there's connectors here that go directly to the battery. What I'll probably do is put some connectors on here, connect it right to the hot line on the tractor, tuck this away somewhere, and then probably shorten these down because they're way too long, and then run them up onto the top. Give it a little bit of slack so if I ever need to put the roll bar down, there's enough flex in the cabling.
So what's the scenario?
2 blown fuses.
Oh.
15 amp for the flashers, 20 amp for the headlights.
Ooh.
I don't know why they keep blowing.
Did you find something?
Connector here doesn't have anything connected to it. This could be a light connector. Of course, I really need to find out where the short is.
Yeah.
I can connect it directly to the battery because there's a fuse already in line with it.
The battery's all the way at the front, so I'd have to make an extension for the wiring harness.
I could hook the ground up to here, but the positive sides I have to go right to the battery. So
Maybe follow the wiring harness that's already in there for stuff. But what I need is something longer.
Vigo, what are you doing? I'm terrible at holding a drill straight, and there's 1.5 inches here to go through, and so I'm going to drill both sides separately. Now the kit came with these stainless steel bolts, but clearly they're not thick enough or long enough to go through the thickness of the roll bar. Now, these are probably made for, you know, cars and bumpers and things like that to add extra lighting to your off-road vehicles. And it'd probably be nice to put some on my truck at some point. But I happen to have some galvanized ones as well. So we'll mount those right through there, and I can probably cut these off a little bit as well. Alright, all I got's a little bit of, I got yellow primer, that's all. Most of this will be covered up with a rubber gasket. I had to take the light off to get the big long bolt in off the bracket, so should be all set. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to point one forward and one backward and see how that works out. Two sets of screws on each one. One has a sliding groove so you can angle the light. You can see how it will pivot. Alright, so what I'd like to do is to put this junction box on that middle bolt in there. The top one would have been perfect, only they decided to weld that bolt in place for some oddball reason. So the middle one, but I don't have a long enough bolt, so I'm gonna have to get one. And then I can mount that up on there. That way this whole connection is covered by this plastic piece and out of the weather, and I could even put something else over here to fix that. And then I can take this fuse and I can tuck that up underneath there as well. So everything will be out of the weather for the most part. Because normally this piece would be up under where the battery is. Which is right there, but it's so far away that I would have to lengthen all the wires. And I'd rather have everything all tucked up nice and neat in one area. So one comment I have about the setup is that, you know, it came with a really nice wiring harness, so all the connectors, there's no connectors on the lights, and they didn't give you any connectors. So if you're going to supply everything, don't leave out some connectors. Fortunately, I've got tons of connectors. All right, I got all the tractor lights installed, and I'll run through some of the details of the install. As you can see, I left the wiring harness the way it was. I just wanted to see how well the lights work, and as long as they're working well, then eventually I'll probably just cut the extra wire off so I don't have that giant massive wire up there. As you can see, I've got a nice clean look for the wires going up. The roll bar pivots back this way, so when I pull this out, I'll just have to pay attention for the wires, make sure I don't pinch them. Plus, I hardly ever put the roll bar down. In fact, I think the only time I ever put it down was to put the lights on. So, and you also don't have to bring it down all the way. You can bring it down just on an angle, so it won't pinch the wires. All the wiring harness zip tied to the back side of the roll bar. What was really nice about the tractor is they have this nice little cover here, because there was the wires for the fuel gauge sensor go up under here, and the wire for the auxiliary lights was attached right here as well. So I had to buy a new bolt, this one here. So I got a little bit longer bolt to go through, and then you probably can't see it, but up inside there, I can't even see it. I've got the switch controller bolted to that. I also tucked all the connectors for the wires up in there, and then the fuse box is right here as well. So it's all out of the weather. I drilled a hole here and put a zip tie to hold it in place. And then I ran the on-off switch to the front. So you can see it down here. It's all nicely insulated. Goes down, goes underneath the floor. Comes back up here. Right to here, I got it zip tied, and the wire comes on the outside to the switch. So when you turn on the tractor, red light's on, indicating the lights are off. On. There you go. Both lights are working. So we'll come back tonight when it's freezing cold and windy, and we'll see actually how well they work. So, and then again, on the outside, you've got the hex key bolts, so you can pivot the lights up or down, so you can adjust the pitch of the beam. The other thing I can do, if I need to, I can pivot either one around so that they're both going forward, or they're both pointing backwards. So this depends on how much light. Now my bike light that I was using put out quite a bit of light, and I only had one bulb on that. And as you can see, there's 8 bulbs on each one of these. So I think it's going to work really well.
Time to get the full effect of
Aux beam lights.
aux beam lights. All right, going into the darkness.
A mega upgrade for the tractor. Yeah. For us, big upgrade. Exciting. Can't wait to work in the dark.